If you are surrounded by modern distractions and if there is lack of peace in you, you have to find out exactly what is the cause. And whatever your intellect tells, that accordingly only you go. So you have to find out whether, why this suffering, why this problem to me, what I should do, you should find out. And then in that you make inquiries, you talk to friends, you talk to somebody else, you talk to enlightened people, you read books. So whichever appeals to you, you do. So these are all the process of learning. These are all the process of learning. You want to come out of it. You want to be happy. There is a search in you. There is a continuous search in you to be happy. And then, but happiness somehow it evades you. So you are searching for that. So that search is going on, and one day you will find it. It is quite evident. People in the West are not comfortable as the poor people in India. You see that a beggar here, he will have a face which is smiling. You won't find it with a person who is a multimillionaire. You ask a rich man, are you happy? You ask a poor fellow who is on the road, he says he is happy. So people can be comfortable, they cannot be happy. Happiness is a state of mind. It is there in India. I have seen the village people, they are poor. According to the economists, are these people who are, what do you call that, elite. In their eyes they are underprivileged, this and that and all these things. But if you examine their life, they are more comfortable than these people. And many people have asked me the question, how are you cheerful, Swamiji, all the time? Then I used to say, how you are not cheerful all the time. And the comforts in life will not make you happy. It is an inner happiness is something innate in you. And people are very happy here. People, in spite of their poverty, they are happy. I know they have got more love to their children, husband and other things. People who are poor, they are more happy. You don't have an Indian education system, so it is out of place, because that is only Macaulay's system of education is only available. So that is out of place. And your concept is also, the Western education is totally logical, and Indian education is more by faith. That is also wrong. Because in the Indian philosophy, it is much more logical than the Western logics. And nothing is accepted without experimentation. And then there is so much logic. Western logic they have, their logic they have limited. That if you can question that logic also, that they have not done. So there is a limited logic, whereas our logic is too much more wider. In the Nyaya and Vaisheshika are logics only. Even in Vedanta, there is lot of logics actually. And it is much more logical than other logics. Whereas their logic is limited to certain material things. Beyond that they have not seen actually. Now people have started, the Western science, if you take for example, medical science, they believed only in the body and other things. Now they have started believing on the mind. And they say it is some of the disorders are psychological disorders, psychosomatic disorders. It is so somatic disorders, bodily disorders due to psychological reasons. So this is the first lesson in the Ayurveda. First he says, he starts, all the diseases spring forth from mind. So all the diseases are from the mind. So if they have understood mind, now they do not know what is mind. And so psychology is also not very specific about it. It's because the logic is also, there is a limited logic. The logic should question your intellect also. Whether my logic is okay, whether there is another possibility is there. That openness is not there. So what you said is correct, because of Western education, your mind is not open. You have confined to this. Beyond this it is not possible. It is like a frog which was in the well proclaims, the sea cannot be bigger than this well. So that was one thing. So now it is not possible, and the Western education we have adopted. In our Gurukula system, there is one thing actually, the traditional Indian traditional system. They also learned the logic into that. One thing is there. They cultivated dharma, they cultivated qualities. So beyond everything, one has to be good. So I want to be happy. Perfectly okay, you be happy. You earn whatever you like to make yourself happy. But also understand that the other man also wants to be happy. So you should not earn your happiness at the expense of the other man. You should not infringe into his rights and make him unhappy. If you make him unhappy, then there will be tug of war. You will be a loggerheads. When you are a loggerheads, you can never be happy. If you want to be happy, then maintain peace and allow the other man to live, other man to be happy. So do not infringe into his rights. Then they say, if possible, you make him happy at your own expense. Then you will become more happy. So these are the fundamentals. And then this obedience. And when I satisfy your requirements, then I am submitting myself to you. I dilute my ideology to make you happy. So a certain amount of submissiveness, a certain amount of humility and understanding the other person. These are the fundamental qualities. So these are taught along with education. So in the Gurukula, this is very important actually. They will make you understand that you are not the monarch of everything here. Even if you become the monarch of everything here, you cannot be happy. So you should understand the other man, make the other man be happy, then you will be happy. This is the fundamental lesson. This is what is called dharma. Artha kama, you need artha and kama. You need money and you have got certain desires. You have to earn money and you have to fulfill your desires. But that should be rooted through the dharma. It should not affect the other man. You should not deprive the other man. For your sake, you should not deprive the other person. So this was the fundamental thing in our system of education. Now we speak about survival of the fittest, then we reduce ourselves to the level of the animals. But we are not animals, we are social beings. I have to live with you, I have to live with my father, you have to live in an organization. So naturally you have to be good spirits with the other person. So that is the fundamental lesson. This you have to learn. Your father, your mother has to suckle you with this idea. If she has put this idea into your mind, it will be there. Your father has to teach you. And you have to learn from the masters these things. And the more you do this, the more you become happy. That is the Gurudev's slogan. Be good.